Today I want to show you how to bead a rosette. Could be used for hair ornaments, or here I have got, it's not just made for Native American items, but also for other items. This is a Kuchi rosette that's coming from, I don't know, Afghanistan, Iran. It's a tribe that's mainly also moving around with the herds. And here I have got something different. It's a rosette for a necklace. So could be various things. It's for me about the technique. I want to show here how to make it. Normally with these here, for example, this is an 8/0 bead. 8/0 and smaller is normal. But I want to show you today how it's done, and I use these crow beads because they are quite larger and you maybe see it better what I mean, what I'm talking about. So what you need is some beading needles. I have here, could also be from other factories, it doesn't matter. They are smaller than normal needles, that's why. Thread, I take polyester thread mostly, and scissor is good. And what I'm beading on is a leather, a deer leather. Mostly I use, like here, I use bits and pieces. And I use these bits and pieces because you can use these items for a lot of things, like center rosettes for bustles, dance bustles, and so on. It's good. What I normally do is with a measurement, I take a look for the center of a part of this leather. For example, when I would use this part here, I would go here with the first bead. So it's a way of saving material. I mean, we are all not rich, and we have to come as most forward with our material that we have. So this is a way of optimization, because it's not throwing away. It's more throwing away when you take a large skin and cut it off first for beading a rosette. So this saves you money. So first of all, but you can also bead on everything else. That doesn't matter. It has to be a little bit stiffer, not too flimsy, but you will try it and you will test it. So I take my needle and go through the leather. Then I take a bead, one bead. I take crow beads here because you see it better. So you see here. Then I take the bead flat, and at the back of the bead I go through the leather. So now it's sewn on. Then I go a little bit. I don't know if it's to see here. I take this part here is from the hole of the bead to here approximately. You have to train it a little bit, that it's going better over the time, and you will see the results are better. Then I mostly take 2 beads at the first one. Oops. So then I take these beads flat on the leather. So then I go with my needle after the last bead, go through the leather, take my needle from the downside, put it through the leather, and go to through the last bead. So next step is I take just 1 bead. The point is, when you in the middle of these rosettes, for the first row, when you take too many beads and you sew on just the last ones, it will be curvy later on. So you want a flat rosette, really beautiful beaded. So I take in the middle, in the center, I take just 1 bead. Same thing, going behind the bead, going backward, coming through the leather, behind the bead, go through the last bead. Then I take the next one. It's, as I said, it's the same thing now over and over again. So put it on the next bead, go back behind the bead, go backward with my needle and by my thread, coming through the leather, and go again through the last bead. Now, I take another bead, so going through the leather, going behind the bead, going through the last bead, and the same again. So behind the bead, going through the bead, and again one. So then I do the same thing, go behind the bead where the other one started, and go back one bead. So I'm here again, going through it, and go to my latest and the first bead in this row. Go through the leather. No. Next thing is, goes around. Next thing is when when I start with this yellow, for example, this is just rows and rows. So I want to start a design. It's a simple design, but it's something for the start. I want to tell you something, how you can do it from the very first beginning. So you can step up whatever you like, just to explain the major steps that you have to do to start. So now I take a pen and go from the center here, and I try to make go over the center and here, and then I want to make 4 in the same measurements around. So I go here. It's just for me imagination, for example. To what I do in my thinking is, I have this dot here, have the middle, and what I'm thinking is this. It's just a way of being faster. It's you learn this over the years, to simply imagination align, and just without taking a ruler or whatever. So I have now 4 points that have this all the same spaces in between. Now I go not on the dot, but you can also start with the dot. Come out again from the leather. Start with a different color. Take another bead. Because of the second row, I normally go with 2 beads and 1 bead back. So now again the same thing. 1 bead going back, 1 bead going through the leather, going through the bead. So then I need another 2 beads. Go through the leather, go back 1 bead, so now my thread is ending, but now I have here my dot. Go taking the other bead, the other color, and go through it, and so on, and here's the next dot. So it's a very simple thing. Normally the next row I would take 4 beads and going back 2 beads. The problem is when you take too many beads, starting with in the center with too many beads and going just taking 4 beads on one thing, going back just 1 or 2, this will be curvy. The design will be curvy, and it's a good thing when the material, the back material, is not very stiff, then you will have a curvy rosette. So this is why. And I go here to up to the end with four beads and 2 beads back. So that's I do even here on this rosette. It's the same thing. So yeah. I hope you learned something new today and I could help you a little bit in your beadwork journey.